we thank you for buying Vaishnu products. To begin with, we will start with the unboxing of the product. Once you open the box, you will find one wiring diagram and two couplers that will be connected to the fog lights. This is our new version of the wiring harness kit, in which we have made some improvements like making the wiring harness a lot more sleeker, making the connectors absolutely watertight, as well adding a backup relay that will improve the life of the wiring kit. The installation will be carried out on a Royal Enfield METEOR, and it will be a step-by-step complete guide for installing these wiring harness kit. Now, talking about the individual components of the harness, you will find one relay, one fuse holder with 30 amps fuse, an on-off switch, two watertight connectors, as well as two thimbles that will be connected to the respective positive and negative terminals. Once you begin the installation, you will immediately observe that the length of the wiring kit is sufficiently long, and hence it is compatible with all bikes. The first step is to mount the relay. For that, you can either put it in the toolbox or beneath the seat. You will also find one red cable which needs to be connected to the battery positive, and connect the black cable to the battery negative or any point on the bike that provides it proper earthing. You can see that the relay has been mounted in a compact space beneath the front seat. Coming across to the other side, you can see that the positive cable of the wiring kit and the negative both have been routed to connect with the positive of the battery and the negative respectively. Once these cables are in position, we can move forward to the couplers that will connect to the fog lamps. The fog lamps we are installing today is the Vaishnu Thunder series LED lights, and the couplers that come with the lights are plug and play with our wiring harness kit. In case you plan to install any fog lights that don't come with couplers and have loose cables at the end, you can use the additional two couplers you have received with the wiring kit to connect with the fog lights, and then make this whole a plug and play setup. The red cables from the additional couplers will be connected to the fog lamps positive cable, and the negative cable will be connected to the black cables from the additional coupler. The male and female connectors of the wiring harness will then fit in snugly through the help of a lock. We will now connect the couplers to the lights and wire the cables accordingly through the bike. Once this is done, now we need to mount the switch on the handlebar and connect this red cable to the ignition so that the bike and the fog lamps get powered on only when the ignition is on. Once you find the ignition coupler, you will find two cables. One of these cables will be connected to the battery and the other one connected to the ignition. To find out the ignition cable, we will have to follow the hit and trial method. When connected to the correct cable, the fog lamps will only turn on when the ignition is turned on. What we recommend you to do is to connect a small and a thin piece of cable along with the ignition cable of the wiring kit. This will ensure that you are easily able to insert the cables into the ignition coupler. You can tape it up for further protection later on. This process also keeps your warranty intact, as it doesn't require any splicing or cutting of the wires. Once we are through this process, let's test the connections. The fog lamps are working when the ignition is on, and when we turn it off, the fog lamps also turn off. Once this is done, it's now time to mount the switch. Now it's time to mount the switch on the handlebar. For that, you will have to open the screws from the back of the switch. You can mount it at the desired location and then put the screw back on. It's time to tie the loose cables with the help of the cable ties provided along with the wiring kit. This will provide the installation a neat and clean finish and also provide the wiring kit safety from future damages. And that was it. We hope you enjoyed the video. You can buy the wiring kit from the link given below. For any more information, you can visit our website at www.vaishnu.com.